Monday, May 25th, and you're watching the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. I'm your host, Jay Scooper, alongside my producer for the next hour and a bit, Mike Bennett, keeping things nice and smooth as we work our way behind the boards and put together a great show for you today. It's Monday. Let's dive right into things. I'm excited because we got Corbie coming on, batting leadoff. We're going to be talking some Memorial Day baseball and talking about what life is like now that he's got a ring on his finger. That right hand is feeling a little bit more heavy. You can add one of those rings, or that ring, to the two other rings he has from the LA Dodgers World Series wins. But yeah, that right hand feeling a little bit heavy today. Happy for Corbie. Going to bring him on, congratulate him on that wedding. Going to talk some MLB, and he has some takes about his favorite beers. Top 3 beers is what we're going to do as well. After that, we got So Money coming on. He's going to be here. I'm going to recap what we saw this past weekend in the NHL. Talk a little bit about some women's tennis. French Open is coming on. And if we have time, we'll get into the NBA. Of course, it's going to be a slightly shorter show today because we got Circle Back live right at 1 p.m. Eastern time on the Circles Off YouTube channel. You'll be redirected right there, right after this video is done. You're going to want to tune into this one. It's a lot of fun. I know Kirk's coming on with some spicy takes. He prepped me with them before he went live. Excited to get into today's show. Today's going to be a fantastic show. Only two guests today, but we're going to keep rocking. We're going to keep going smooth as we always do. But yeah, excited. Let's get into today. Before we get into today, though, let's talk some NHL. Because I woke up this morning. I like to just peruse around, open up FanDuel. Not right when I wake up. Give yourself some 30 minutes, no phone. Then after that, with your coffee, peruse around FanDuel. Click around, see, wow, Vegas. Plus 136 to win the Stanley Cup. That's crazy. Head over the Conn Smythe. Whoa, look at that. Mitch Marner, 2-1 to win the Conn Smythe. The favorite right now, per the odds makers. And honestly, it makes sense. It makes sense. Look at that. He's leading the playoffs in points. Third in goals. The two guys ahead of him are on his team and play with him, and they're the reason why they both have 10 goals. He's the damn reason. Put the second most amount of minutes among forwards for the Knights. He's done everything he's asked. He's quarterback power play, playing center, playing penalty kill minutes. Anything that Tortorella asked him to do, he does. And all this is to say, he is rightfully 2-1, the favorite, to win the Conn Smythe. And guess what? You know what that means? It means you're probably wrong. 90% of you are wrong. If you're watching this right now, you're wrong. If you're a Leafs fan, you were wrong. If you wanted him gone, you're wrong. If you said he couldn't perform in the playoffs, you're wrong. Because all this stuff is wrong. You've been proven wrong, and I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of seeing people dig their heels in on Twitter saying, hey, it would have never worked with the Leafs. It never would have worked here. I'm from Toronto. I know the pressure would have gotten to him. No, you're wrong. You're just wrong. You thought he couldn't perform in the playoffs because he was too small. You're wrong about that. You thought he wasn't a fit for this team. You thought the team would have been better without him. You're very wrong about that. It's no coincidence that whoever he plays with just happens to have their best scoring season in their career. Austin Matthews, what happened to him? He went from scoring 69 goals to 30 goals. I wonder if Mitch Marner had anything to do with that. And I'm going to hear all this. Games 5, Game 6, Game 7, he never came out to perform. He was not good enough for this team. It made sense. You know who else wasn't good enough? The guy who's actually paid to put the puck in the net. Austin Matthews' goal rate in the playoffs is half the amount it was in the regular season. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do either. William Nylander, he took games off because he had a baby migraine. His head was hurting. Come on. These are the guys who showed up for us? No. But at the end of the day, the blame always fell on one guy. It was on Mitch Marner. It was his fault that we were losing. It was his fault we couldn't make it past the first round. And then when we made it past the first round, and he was our best player in that series last year, it was his fault we didn't make it out of the second round. We got what we deserved. Leafs fans got what they deserved. He's gone now. He's now the best player on Vegas. He's going to lift the Stanley Cup. He's going to win the Conn Smythe. Everything you got everything you asked for. Leafs fans, you got everything you asked for. He's gone now. He's out of our hair. It's tough. It's tough. You really don't know what you got till it's gone, as Jody Mitchell once said. So, Mitch Marner in that big yellow taxi took our playoffs hopes and dreams away. Anyways, let's get into today's show. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, time out. I'm not going to get into today's show. Connor Hartle quickly in the chat. Marner becoming a torts guy feels like we're living in an alternate reality. Good for Mitch. Here's the thing. Another thing about Mitch Marner that no one ever likes to talk about. He has this weird thing where every coach he plays for loves him. It's almost like the guys who are like paid to know what they're watching and know what to do when it comes to hockey, like him. It's almost like he's a good teammate. He's a great player. He'll do whatever he's asked. He's not selfish. And that shines through in his game. It's crazy. I agree, Joseph. Leafs fans do need to look in the mirror on this one. We did the same thing 7 years ago with Nazem Kadri. We'll never fucking learn. We'll actually never learn. Anyways. It is what it is. I've gone on a little too long. Corbie, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting in the background there. I'm red in the face. I didn't realize how long I was going for there. So let's tie this up. Let's bring on our first guest here. Let's calm things down a little bit. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Smash the like button. It goes a long way here on the channel. Our first guest, Corbie Craig. Creator of Better Odds, the pride of UAB. And like I said earlier today, his right hand is definitely feeling a little heavier today. Corbie, how's it going, my friend?
Yeah, what an intro. Jason, shout out to you. I would say that this whole sports betting thing, there's times where people forget, like, a lot of people are just fans, and you had your fan moment. Two things out of that. First off, I love the we. The we cracks me up anytime people talk about their team. Enjoy, like, we did this. It's like, there's debate there. And then second, I realize how little I know about hockey. Like, man, I don't know anything. First off, you said like some Colin Schmeith Award. I don't know what that is. Second, when you were saying stats, even, like, I was like, what the hell is, like you were like, he's pushing the power play assist. I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, yeah, I'll leave that to you, and I'll enjoy the things that I enjoy. So shout out to you. And on this day, we should talk no more hockey. You know why, Jason? It is the day. America, the greatest country there is. We might not be the best at hockey. I couldn't tell you. But you know what we are the best at? World Wars, Jason. 2-0. We can talk about anything else, but this is our day. So if you're watching in the chat, appreciate anyone who served and fought for our country, because it's the greatest country there is, Jason. We're better than Canada. We're going to take them over at some point. We'll make you 53 states. We'll give you 3 separate states up there. We won't even make you one. Take Greenland. We'll do all the things. Yeah, love this country. And for better or worse, for all the opinions there are, it's the country. And if I could have Toby Keith playing right now, I would, but I was told not to. So I'm a man of the show.
Company man, appreciate you not playing Toby Keith, but I did say you could bring a beer on if you wanted to, and I know you're going to crack a couple Miller Lights. We'll get into our, you want to just dive into your favorite beers right now, your top 3 beers. Let's go for it. Why not?
You were So let's make this a little fun, Jason. You asked me what the top 3 beers are, like situational beers, and I kind of want to do this a little different. I want to do this a draft. You get first overall pick, I get second and third. We'll go snake. We'll go 6 picks. So you better know yours.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my number, the 101 is an ice cold beer.
Yeah, that's easy. That's a good choice. All right, I'm gonna go. It's
not even a debate. Right? That's the clear 101. Fair.
I will say that's like picking Aaron Judge for our home run contest, but we'll leave it. It's fun. If that's what you want to do, we can do it. It's okay. I'm gonna go my first one. I'm gonna go a tailgate beer, because tailgate infers that it's a fall day. It's feeling nice. College football is in the air. A tailgate beer. That's gonna be my first 1.2 there, and then we're gonna have second round first pick. I'm gonna go the fourth beer. Fourth beer is when you're like, all right. Like third you could have had with dinner, and then fourth you're like, all right, we're getting into it, Jason. This is game time now. Once you go to that number 4, you're committed. The only thing, maybe I was a sleeper. It was either like 4 or 7. Because 7, you're like, all right, we're really doing it now. And that one's just like the fall off the cliff. It's happening. So I'm gonna go fourth beer as my number 2.
All right, so you had fourth beer, and what was the first one? You had
college
tailgate
football
beer.
Tailgate. Okay. Yeah, tailgate beer.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm Canadian. We have in Ontario especially, we have like a ton of like cottage country. We have some of the nicest cottage country in the world, and I don't think there's many situational beers that beats dock beer. You're sitting out by the dock with your fellas in the Muskoka chairs. You're looking out on the water. Maybe you're getting bugged by a few gnats. You gotta shoo them away a little bit, but nothing like an ice cold patio. What's it called? Dock beer. Dock beer is pretty good. The last one, I feel like the fourth beer is a really good one. I'm tempted to say the first beer because it's a sign of things to come. But I'm going to say the last beer. The last beer of the night. Because you know what? Even though it might not be the people's favorite, and of course always, gamble responsibly, drink responsibly. But the last beer is always a sign of things to come because you never know when it's coming. You never know when it's going to be. But everything after that is always a ton of fun.
Yeah, I would agree. That's a good answer. The cottage, I'm going to allow it. I was actually going to go a lake beer, which is kind of similar.
Close, yeah.
The issue is here it's a little too hot. You got to drink it pretty fast. Like if not, it's just not going to be fun. But in the cottage, I would assume in Canada it's only cold. You're wearing it's a jacket. And what is it? About to be June, bro. Like I assume it's 4 degrees there, and y'all use Celsius, so I don't even care what you say about temperature. But I'll give you cottage beer. That's fine. Okay. So what's your 3?
So my 3 are ice cold, dock beer, and your last beer.
That's a solid list.
Solid top 3. Top 3.
I went college football game day at a tailgate.
Yeah.
Fourth beer.
Fourth beer is a good one though. It's a good one.
And the issue is I had a really good one. I didn't write these down. I had a really good one as last because I knew you weren't going to take it. I cannot think what it is.
Well,
it's going to drive me nuts.
Chat can help you out with this one. There's a couple in the chat right now. Shower beer after the golf course hits absolutely hard according to TQ. Gritty Man saying airport beer is his one of one. Honestly, I don't really like the airport beer.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. I will say airport beer was kind of where I was going, but I was gonna word it a little differently. But airport beer only because that kind of like how you were talking about first beer. It sets up like you could go to the airport and not drink, and you'd be fine. But if you start getting a couple brewskis in, like the flights are going to become significantly more fun, Jason. So here's what I'll do. The third airport beer. If you have the first one, you're just walking around. The second one, you're like, oh, well, that's nice. 3 means you're having a good time. So I'm going to go the third airport beer. That's where I'm going to go.
That's a good one. Good things do come in 3s. I'm a believer in the rule of 3s. Tom Kahn in the chat as well saying locker room beer after a men's league game. That's also a pretty good beer. Can't disagree with that one. I don't know.
What do y'all play men's league up there, Jason? Hockey.
You stick a 2-4 in the center of the room, and you just crack beers until.
I mean, listen, we don't have to go on the tangent, but men's league hockey just sounds like a dangerous game. I think you might be a little. Did you not get hurt? Like that's a aggressive situation.
I stopped playing. I played for a really long time, and then broke my wrist and lost an entire summer of golf as a result of it. And I broke my wrist in like the least fun way possible. So yeah, I had a friend who actually tore his ACL recently.
It seems like I play men's league basketball, and I'm scared of that. Men's league hockey is like, oh my god, like that's just. I thought y'all would do like I don't know whatever Canadians do, like hold hands and jump through the rose bushes or something. I don't know what y'all do, but men's league hockey would not have been on my agenda.
This is the most Toronto down thing, so people won't know about this. But I'll try and like make it more make people who outside of Toronto understand this. We play men's league in Vaughan. And Vaughan, there's a lot of Italians, and like the equivalent of a Vaughan Italian is almost like a New York Italian. So imagine a bunch of New York Italians playing hockey against those people, and then imagine this: you're stomping a team 7-0. They're 40 years old, construction workers, New York Italians, and you can almost imagine how they would respond to getting absolutely destroyed in a men's league game of hockey, which is supposed to be for fun, but then they kind of take things a little fun.
Honestly. After hearing all the data and all the information there, I will have to say that would be a good beer. A post game, beat up the New York Italians, grab a brewski. That might have to be your number one, Jason.
Yeah, it's a post fight beer, if anything. If you're playing men's league in Vaughan. Anyways, let's dive into the show today. I know people want their picks, and also comment below. A lot of chat going on about people's favorite beer. Rob is in here saying the airport beer is way overrated. Stay at home, have a beer, show up to the airport half an hour later. Yeah, that's fair.
Who is it that has the was it Johnny the airport like theory of like get there with 1 minute to spare?
Yes.
It sounds like the most Johnny thing. I thought so, but I wasn't sure if it was him or Rob.
Yeah.
Rob 30 minutes prior. You could see it, but if you get one before, get one at the airport, then you're at number 3 right before boarding, Jason, and your money. And
the fourth one comes in the air, and that's perfect. And then you're by the time you land, things are gonna do wonders. All right, let's get into the rest of the show for here today. We got some MLB picks. I hope you prepared some, and you sort of were a little bothered by me last time you came on. You said it's not really fair because you have to give out a side and total. And then we have this little competition where we each give out a strikeout prop. We each give out a home run prop. So you know what? Fine. I'll give out a side and total today as well. So I guess what we'll do is, since I started the snake draft, you'll start the side and total. You get your first pick at side and total. tons of games today. Tons of day baseball. Who do you like? Talk us through a side and total for today in the MLB.
Yeah, I'll go. I don't bet size, Jason. So I'm
total.
not gonna try to act like I know size. I'll go total. I'm gonna go the Astros Rangers under 8. I believe you can get -4 at FanDuel. Just turned off. Let's see, -110 FanDuel. So nothing crazy. But Astros Rangers under 8. I am like this. It's like I've said on the show a few times, but like never too high, never too low. When Kumar Rocker came into the MLB, people thought this guy was just going to be like this unbelievable pitcher, and I was all right, you are too high, and now it just feels like everybody hates this guy. I think a few weeks back he had a strikeout total of 3.5. He's still young, has a bazooka of a cannon, and a very impressive spin rate. The Astros really, they have the ability to produce runs in bunches. I still think Christian Walker's really good, but this isn't the Astros team of years past. So I'm going to trust Kumar Rocker a little bit more than the market does. This opened 8.5. It's down to 8, which doesn't sound like a ton, but in the nature of 2026 betting the MLB, it feels like no line ever moves at this point except player props. So seeing it drop down a little bit, I will take this under 8, -110 FanDuel.
All right, under 8, -110 on FanDuel. You're going to take the Astros and Rangers. All right, I'm going to go up next. St. Louis, Minnesota. I'm going to take the under 7.5, -105. And based on the way that you think, wink, wink, I think you're going to want the other side of me, Corbie, on this one. But I like the under in this one. Or sorry, did I say Minnesota? I meant to say Milwaukee. Apologies. St. Louis and Milwaukee, under 7.5, -105. Jacob Mizorowski on the bump, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball right now. Give me this give me this team, the Brewers, to go under -7.5 at -105. Liberatore on the other side. I think both pitchers are pretty decent. Of course, Mizorowski's disgusting. Liberatore has some stuff there, but yeah, give me the under 7.5 -105. Simply put, like the pitchers on the mound, best price in market combination for an under for me.
Combination. Hey, I will say Liberatore, if anything, has probably the best last name in baseball right now. That's a solid one.
Mizorowski's better.
No, it's overdone. It's over.
Really?
It's like when people try to say Antetokounmpo, they like try to make it seem too cool. Like Mizorowski is cool until my brand new wife tells me that Mizorowski's cool. Then I'm like, all right, he's not cool anymore. Let's go somebody else. She doesn't know who Matthew Liberatore is. All right. Then I'm like, all right, this is my new guy.
There we go. Well, you know what? If we're gonna say Liberatore is a cool name, then my next player who I'm gonna bet on in terms of the strikeout market is gonna have a cool name. We're gonna go Trey Yesavage. 7+ strikeouts, +140. Tell me that guy doesn't have a better name than Matthew Liberatore. This guy's been absolutely on fire with the Jays. It's going to win Rookie of the Year. Hopefully you have some tickets in your pocket. If not, make sure you do that. But yeah, give me Trey Savage for the Blue Jays. 7+ strikeouts, +140.
Hey, just some fun for you, Jason. I enjoy hating on any Canadian sport, any Canadian league. I do have a Blue Jays future. We don't have to talk about that, but I bet you Savage Rookie of the Year recently. I think Beautiful. It's like 35 to 1. It's a ticket that I'm going to burn on fire. But I do agree with you. Like, if you want just like pure swag, that has to be one of the best names. So what are we talking about here? So yeah, I'm a Savage fan. I will say. I think that the main reason I like less joking about a name, more serious, is like the Blue Jays. I think you could be honest with yourself here. They seem a little old at the starting pitcher. Like, in what world does Savage come up to starting pitcher 2 pretty quickly? I don't think it's like a 0. And what are they? 25 and 28. So let's say that there's a world where the Blue Jays start scoring runs, they start playing well, and Savage becomes starting pitcher 2. Like, there are a lot of good rookies this year, but I don't think that it's like just this undeniable race where Savage couldn't make at least a run. It would feel a lot like the Cubs pitcher last year who ended up losing to Drake Baldwin. But I just don't think there's anybody as good as Drake Baldwin this year batting. So I thought it was worth a shot. I think I get 35 to 1. I think it's a little better now because Savage had like a couple average games. But if you don't root for Trey Savage, I don't know if you like baseball.
Not better now. That 35 to 1 is a great number. Right now it's 18 to 1 at FanDuel. And like we talked about the AL Rookie of the Year quite a bit on this show. A lot of love going to McGonagall, but Murakami right now is the favorite at +170. McGonagall very close at +185. But the problem with Murakami is that I don't think there's a world where he wins unless he's clearly far and away the best rookie, because 1, his age, and 2, I think there's a slight bias against the fact that he's come over from Japan at an older age. that I think he doesn't feel like a true rookie. He would have to do something like truly unprecedented. And what Savage is doing, like you said, if he could be SP2 on the Blue Jays behind the guy who might win the AL Cy Young in Dylan Cease, then there's a good case for why Savage might win Rookie of the Year.
Yep. I have some more comedy tickets, but I kind of agree with you. Another thing is like, what has he done? Every single thing that you could possibly do to win Rookie of the Year, and yet it's still a debate. Like,
exactly.
Do you think it's going to be better over the course of the season? I probably don't. He started off awesome. He's been awesome. This isn't a hate at him at all. And then like the White Sox story has been fun, but at some point, if I was a guessing man, I would guess that he regresses a little. The team regresses a little bit here, and then like, what does he become? So I honestly, I think the best upside for him, Jason, would be like, is there there's not an avenue where he gets traded, but if he was to somehow get to a contender, then you have a live shot there.
All right, makes sense. Okay, so I gave out. Let's quickly recap what we have so far: Astros, Rangers under 8 -110, St. Louis, Milwaukee under 7.5 -105. Savage 7+ +140. Couldn't go with the over 6 or over 5.5 there at -140 because I feel like that's not in the spirit of the game. So you got a pitching prop here for us. Who do you got? Why?
I do. I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be one that you're going to have to shop around for. It's unfortunate, but I didn't realize. Ben Brown, under 4.5 hits allowed. I see -0.04. So that's fair for this. Ben Brown, under 4.5 hits allowed. Ben Brown is, for quite some time, has not been a starting pitcher. He's like stretched out to be able to pitch a lot, and I think his stuff is awesome. So 4.5 is just kind of like the I would say like an above average starting pitcher who's going to go 80 pitches. Like that's kind of the prop you're getting, and I don't think that's Ben Brown. It wouldn't surprise me if his stuff, like starting pitchers are kind of forced into the spot where like if your stuff looks good, awesome. If your stuff looks bad, like we still need you to go 5 innings. And though Ben Brown has played himself into that position, I do think that there is like less of a rope. Like if he was to get in trouble, like it would be a really bad situation to get Ben Brown hurt because you were trying to stretch him to 5 innings because he is now a starting pitcher where in the past he was really good at what he did. So I don't think this is one of those places where you just like let him die on the hill. So 4.5 seems like a solid number to get basically even money. -0.04. Ben Brown, under 4.5 hits allowed.
Under 4.5 hits allowed. His pitching outs as well, 15.5, like heavy juice to the under, -190. So like what you're saying there is he's probably not going to go pretty deep, and you like his stuff. So Ben Brown, under 4.5, -104. We've got to shop around for this one. I'll let you pick the home run, pick your home run bet. But before we do that, quickly, there's a little jackpot on FanDuel. It's similar to I'm sure people in the chat, you guys seen these jackpots before. It's similar as the touchdown jackpot. It's just you pick a player to hit a home run. If that player goes yards today, you get a share of $1 million in bonus bets. So who would you take to one, hit a home run today, and two, like sort of maximize your share of that $1 million in bonus bets?
Yeah, we go like a few different ways. Like if I was trying to maximize the bonus bet, I guess it would matter like how much it's dependent to your like bankroll. $1 million, I would assume like if you don't have a very big bankroll, like take the guy who has the best odds at FanDuel relative to market, like just to hit a home run because, but you split $1 million quite a few ways. You still have a decent little bonus bet there. But no, like let's just talk like a little risky here, Jason. There's a guy who has better stats since 2022, since your boy Vladdy, and is getting +750 to hit a home run today. Yandy Diaz is somehow the cheapest bang for buck player in all of baseball right now. Yandy Diaz home run 7.5 to 1. That's fine for me.
All right, Yandy Diaz home run 7.5 to 1. There you go. And it seems like it doesn't seem like a sexy name. So that's kind of who you want to target here with these home run jackpots. Because if you want, of course, like you said, you could go with like Shea Langoliers, whose best price in market is available on FanDuel, but probably be a lot of people diving in and piling in on that. So your share of bonus bets, if he does go yard, isn't really the best player. But yeah, Yandy Diaz, would you say +750?
Yep, 7.5 to 1.
7.5 to 1, +630 on FanDuel. You can go play that with the jackpot as well. I'm gonna go with a guy who's like, I'm hoping. Okay. His home run number doesn't feel too hot based on his stats. He only has 1 home run this year, but he was called up pretty recently. So let's give him a little bit of a break. He has struggled a little bit in the major leagues, but in AAA, this guy absolutely mashed. You've probably heard his name here on the show before because I think it was 2 or 3 weeks into the season, Moretto came on, gave him out as one of his favorite picks for Rookie of the Year at over 80-1. We're going to go to the San Francisco Giants and go Bryce Eldridge. He's currently 4-1 on FanDuel, which isn't a great price, but he has the power, and I think he's a quiet name that not a lot of people will be on. So if he does hit that home run, I think you will get a share of bonus bets. So Bryce Eldridge hit a home run, 4-1.
Is this guy 6'7"?
I actually don't know. I don't know how big he is. I just know that he absolutely mashes.
Yeah, Baseball Savant says 6'7", 250 at 21 years old. I have his data in my in the database, but I did not realize this guy's an absolute piss missile of a human. Hey, Moretto's sharp guy. I agree with it. I was talking with somebody the other day about this, but I think that pitchers can do this pretty easy. It's pick the team you want to go to. Example, Glass now gives up a lot of home runs. It's his only bad things. He should go pitch at San Francisco. It's gonna be way harder to get home runs given up. Bryce Eldridge might be in the same situation of at 6'7", 250. I don't know, but I'm gonna guess he's not a very fast guy, Jason. I would assume Triples Alley is not gonna help him too much, and having to hit home runs in that ballpark. Is he Barry Bonds? I guess we'll see. But that's a pretty tough draw for the draft spot. I think he would have a lot more fun in somewhere like Cincinnati.
Yeah, or maybe he'd go to Colorado and have maximize the amount of fun there. But also, you kind of want to win, so maybe not go to Colorado.
It's give and take. If you hit 60 home runs and lose, you might still have fun.
That's true. Quick recap of what we got here. It's the Rangers, Astros under 8, -110 for you, Corbie. Ben Brown under 4.5, hits allowed -104. You got to shop around for that one. And then Yandy Diaz between 7.5 to around 6-1 to hit a home run. For me, got St. Louis, Milwaukee under 7.5 -105. Trey Savage 7+ strikeouts +140. Bryce Eldridge 4-1 to hit a home run. Listen, I would not bet the Bryce Eldridge on its own. You would need to have the jackpot token on that if you're going to bet it on FanDuel. So make sure you are toggling that. Corbie, before you head out, didn't really get to say this to you, but congratulations on getting married. How has life changed since getting married?
It's a good question, Jason. Fun fact, my wife and I, now wife, didn't live together. We have never stayed together until marriage. So it's not something that happens much in the old 2026. And I'm not saying it was because of me, but I live with my wife now, which is pretty fun. So people are like, the funniest thing about all of this is all the advice is make sure you live it up before. It's dude, I think she's the coolest person in the whole world. I'm enjoying it. I don't know. I'm sorry that people got married to people they don't like. I like if I could spend every single day with her, I'd be a happier guy. So now we've had a good time. We go to Switzerland, I believe, next Sunday for 2.5 weeks. So that's going to be a blast. I'm kind of nervous because I planned it all and I'm not the best planner. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed it. So now it's kind of weird wearing a ring. I don't have it on right now because I gotta look single. I gotta look single for the show, Jason.
For the show, girls are out there. for the 0% female audience we've garnered on live videos over the last 28 days. Yes, we gotta look single for it.
You gotta stay down. Gotta keep her on her toes. There
we go.
No, it's been awesome.
Awesome, Corbie. Let me know where you're going in Switzerland. I got recommendations for you. Other than that, appreciate you joining the show. You can follow Corbie on Twitter at CorbieBO. Corbie, congratulations again. Happy for you. Enjoy your honeymoon. We'll talk when you're back.
All right, boys. Appreciate it.
Great stuff there from Corbie, as always. Oh, man. What a great show we got today. What a great show. Shout out to the chat as well. Wishing Corbie congratulations. The female audience we have loves Corbie and Isaac. George, what about me? They don't love me? Damn. That's tough. You heard me mention it there with Corbie. But FanDuel has a home run jackpot. And every swing has the chance to change everything. With FanDuel, it could change it for everyone. Introducing the home run jackpot. Pick a player to hit a home run. If they go yard, you could split a share of $1 million in bonus bets. That's right. One swing, one crack of the bat, and you're in on a shot at a share of $1 million. So whether you're backing a slugger you trust or taking a shot on a long ball hero every at bat, just got a whole lot more interesting. Don't miss your shot at the home run jackpot. Head over to FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to use your token and get started. FanDuel, your home for home runs. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas affiliates, Kansas University plus present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Must apply profit boost token on select markets. Opt-in required. Prize pool to be split equally among eligible participants who made the correct pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, like requirements and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit gaminghelplinema.org or call 1-800-227-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts. Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York or call 1-877-770-7867 in Louisiana. All right. Let's get into our next guest here. Before we do that, just a quick reminder. If you're listening on audio forms, do us a huge favor. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, click that rate and review 5 stars. Helps us out a lot if you rate and review 5 stars. TQ in the chat saying my wife likes Jane Kirk. She also thinks So Money is fire. She's a big fan of Isaac as well. TQ, appreciate you. We're going to bring on So Money in just a second here, but I'm ready to take the heat. I already got one fan base pissed off at me today. It is my own fan base that I'm a part of. It's Leafs Nation. I'm sure they're going to be pissed off at me after my Mitch Marner takes, basically calling them all idiots. But I'm ready to take the heat here. I've been doing some digging. Last week on the show, I mentioned, well, let's backtrack. How did I get to this point? I was doing a little bit of digging, and I was thinking, who are some of like the biggest what-if scenarios in all of sports? Who were players that careers were cut short and derailed because of injury? And the reason why I was thinking about that was because Victor Wembanyama. He's been incredible in his 2 seasons now in the NBA. Defensive Player of the Year, finalist for MVP, has been absolutely incredible, shown out in this OKC series a lot. Dominant is the best way to put it in the only 2 seasons that he's played. And I was thinking, who could I compare him to? And I thought maybe Bo Jackson. But then I did some digging. And we're just going to talk about Bo Jackson as a football player here. I'm not going to talk about him as a baseball player. It's a little bit different. But Bo Jackson as a football player, I think he's like a little overrated. I'm going to dig my heels in on this. He's not a top 5 running back of all time. He isn't a top 10 running back of all time. If he played his entire career, maybe he would have gotten there, but I'm so sick and tired of the what-ifs. He's kind of overrated when it comes to his legacy on the gridiron. It's overblown, and I think it's partially overblown by the Bo Knows campaign. And I think it's also overblown by the Tecmo Bowl. Go look at his numbers and compare that to the likes of Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, heck, even Devon Achane. The numbers don't hold up nowadays. Now, maybe you can come up with the criticism and say, hey, he wasn't on the best team. Well, Saquon Barkley didn't play for a great team for a majority of his career. Christian McCaffrey on the Panthers, they weren't great. I think I'm going to say it. The myth of Bo Jackson, the legacy of Bo Jackson on the football field, it's gone a little too far. Listen, he was athletic. I'm not going to take that away from him. Played 2 sports. That's incredible. But, I just think the legacy is overblown. Yeah, you know what? Ribbons in the chat saying it's a different time. Yeah, that's fair. I just don't think he would even hold a candle to the running backs today. And he's not a top 5 running back. He's not a top 10 running back. It's over. Bo Jackson, the legacy, to me, is dead. All right. Speaking of dead legacies, let's bring on someone who supports a team. That legacy, I don't even know if they had a legacy in the Vancouver Canucks, but they are definitely dead considering they don't have the first overall pick this year. They have the 3rd overall pick this year. Tough bounce. Our second guest is a tortured Canucks fan, and he is probably the hardest man to track down in the world. So, Money, we got you. How's it going?
I'm good. I thought when you were starting with speaking of dead legacies, here's So Money. You got me worried there for a bit.
No. You're good. I can never say your legacy is dead here, but I will say you are maybe the hardest man to track down in the entire world. You were in Toronto for 6 days, but we couldn't make it happen. What happened?
Oh man, I was all over the place. Family weddings. I got family there. It was. I was in and out. It was a busy trip.
Yeah, I'm aware. Moretto mentioned it to me as well. We tried to make it work, but you know what? Next time we just got to get you here, not for weddings, not for anything like that, but just come visit instead of visiting the family. Let's visit the Hammer family next time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll get that done. I was there last year too, but I'll be back again. I'm around quite a bit.
You know what we should do? I'm pretty sure the draft is in Buffalo this year. We should go to the draft together. That'd be a fun weekend.
Yeah.
You can watch the Leafs take down
Rob's message there.
6 days in the T-Dot, and this guy doesn't give me a ring. You're dead to me, so money. Oh, you got a lot of people pissed off, so money.
So some context, right? It was I don't know if it's correct or not to say, it was a brown wedding, right?
Yeah.
So now with these things, it's like day after day of like something going on every day, right? And like we're talking late nights as well, right? So I'm there and like I literally have like 1 day for myself, right? So yeah. So I will come, and I'll come for a longer time as well.
So money. You could have still hit me up and been like, hey, after party is here, and then me and Rob could have shown up in our suits like we're in Wedding Crashers, and it would have been a legendary story. But maybe we'll save that for the next wedding in Toronto. Hopefully you weren't too busy this weekend with weddings. Hopefully you were able to slip away a little bit and watch some hockey because Vegas up 3-0 in the series. Carolina, Montreal 1-1. Montreal looking a lot better than I think people expected here. Let's get into the game tonight first. Carolina, Montreal. Series tied, heading back to Montreal. Right now, the total in the game sits around 5.5. Juice towards the over on FanDuel, but the market is around 6 juice towards the under. Montreal plus 116 on the money line here. Seems like they've gotten a little bit of respect as the series has gone on. Talk us through this game. Talk us through what you see in this series. Any side or total you like in this game.
So I did play the under in game 2, and I played Montreal in game 1. I think Montreal in this series, and we've mentioned this in the previous series as well, they're right there. I'm not concerned about the Habs as well. They've, in every big moment, they've stepped up. Now, whether or not they get the win or not, that's a different story. But if you're giving me prices like this on Montreal at home, I will take it. That being said, I think we need to wait a little bit before we bet Montreal. So I will bet on Montreal because of the price and because I know that there's nothing I see out of the Habs that concerns me. I just think we'll get a better number. With Carolina, one thing we've always talked about Carolina over the years is that in big moments they don't have that guy that can score the big goal. They don't have the game breaker. It might be Ehlers, right? So that's when we look at maybe Carolina finally has it. But I think that the way that the Habs are approaching this series and the way that they're playing this series, I think they're right there with Carolina. And it's going to be tight. And if it's going to be tight like that at home, I want to take that number on the Habs. All
right, Habs right now plus 118 on FanDuel. Again, like I feel like I've said this a million times here, but I like the Habs. I like the Habs versus market. I would look towards the minus 1.5, maybe get a little bit more. Look towards the alt a little bit more because I think the Habs aren't getting enough respect here. Like you said, at home, they're a good defensive team. And just Frederik Andersen, seen enough of him in my time as a Leafs fan to know that once his mental gets boomed, he's a problem, and I think his mental got boomed in game 1. Let's move on and talk this Vegas and Colorado series, which is the most interesting. It's crazy to think that after taking Utah taking Vegas to 6 games, after Anaheim taking Vegas to 6 games, we're sitting here about to head into game 4 on Tuesday, and Vegas is up, about to sweep what was commonly believed as not just the best team in the West, but the best team in the entire NHL in Colorado. And I know Cale Makar was hurt and has been hurt and is probably playing hurt. But what doesn't help them is now McKinnon is also probably going to be coming in hurt next game. We don't know to what degree his injury is going to affect him, but we know that he went to the locker room to start the third period and came back about midway through the third. But Vegas, Colorado, sweep is on the doorstep. Can Vegas do it? Any opinion on the next game here?
Yeah, I think Vegas can do it. I think that like listening to this show, I know I haven't been on the last little bit, but throughout the year, I've mentioned I'm concerned about Colorado in the playoffs. I did bet the Kings against Colorado. I bet the Wild against Colorado. I bet Vegas against Colorado. I didn't expect us to get to a sweep situation, but I do think that the only thing Vegas was missing, and I'm not trying to minimize it or diminish the position, but the only thing that Vegas was missing was consistent goaltending. We've seen throughout many years now, if you have a star elite goaltender, yes, you do have a foot up on the competition, leg up on the competition. But if you get decent goaltending with a well-rounded defensive team, and you have depth up the middle, that is good enough to win a championship. And that's what we're seeing from Vegas now. Carter Hart has been great. He's not an elite goaltender, but the numbers that he's putting up, he's on a heater. And sometimes you get guys that go on a heater and they carry you through the playoffs, and that's what that was the last piece of the puzzle here for Vegas, and that's what they're getting. So I think that it's unfortunate for me because all the signs were there, kind of in the middle of that Anaheim series, and I should have really had more exposure on Vegas, but I didn't, and I'm kicking myself. But I think that Vegas is probably set to win the cup here.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Right now in the postseason, 923 save percentage for Carter Hart has been absolutely rocking it with 15 games played. You only have to be elite for 16 games to win the Stanley Cup as a goalie, and Carter Hart's been doing it, especially in the games that they're winning. Would you look towards the Conn Smythe market? Because rightfully so, Mitch Marner's soaking up all that Vegas equity because to some people who are probably pissed off here in Toronto, he has been their best player in the playoffs. What a surprise he can play in the playoffs. Carter Hart, though, at 35-1. Would you like take a stab at that? Because he is putting up some crazy numbers here at 923.
So I do have some Mitch Marner. I think that Carter Hart at 35-1 does make a lot of sense. Yeah, I'd be fine with betting that. I think that even if Marner dips a bit, I think he's done enough at this point where even his baseline is going to be enough if Vegas wins the Stanley Cup for him to win the Conn Smythe. But if we get into a Vegas Carolina series or even a Vegas Montreal series, we know that Carter Hart would have to put up really good numbers in those series because clearly both of the teams can score. So it is going to be dependent on Carter Hart having a good series. So at 35-1, I think it does make sense. I'd be fine with betting that.
All right, Carter Hart 35-1 on the Conn Smythe. But that's also because you have Mitch Marner, tons of Mitch Marner equity, and it's a good little bet there. Questions in the chat coming in. E. Cold asking about what the fare is on Vegas. Rob saying he's been betting Carolina since 2-0 Vegas. Seems like Rob's maybe a little bit lower on Vegas and likes Carolina a little bit more. In terms of Stanley Cup odds right now on FanDuel, Vegas plus 135, Carolina plus 145, Habs plus 470, and the Avs 15-1. Is there anyone you prefer at current odds, or are you staying away from the Stanley Cup market right now?
I can see Rob's perspective here on Carolina, and I don't disagree with that. I think that it's just hard for him to get there at that number though. So for me, I'll pass on Carolina. I think it's pretty much I'm looking at the odds right now for the Cup. I think it's pretty much where things should be at this moment.
All right. Let's flip over and talk some actually any final thoughts on the NHL here before we switch off? Anything you've been thinking about marinating on? I know you like Montreal. It seems like you like Vegas next game as well. Any final thoughts on the NHL before we flip off and talk some French Open?
Yeah, I was just thinking that the season starts earlier next year, right? It starts it starts in September, so it's going to be the regular season starts in September, so it's going to be weird having regular season hockey not starting in October. Yeah, that was the only thing on my mind. It's just random.
All right. Oh my God! Wait, there's 84 games next year.
84 games.
How did I not know about that? When did this happen? When did they agree to this?
Back in the day, they used to have. I'm going to age myself here a bit, but they said they did play 84 games with 2 neutral site games, and then each team gets 1 home neutral site and 1 road neutral site. The Canucks' home, quote unquote, home neutral site game was with AHL affiliate. It was in Hamilton. It was
wow.
it was the Hamilton Canucks played out of the Cops Coliseum, and that was their neutral site game back in the day.
Interesting stuff there. All right. Well, maybe if they play with that in Hamilton this year, maybe you'll fly out and we'll be able to catch you when you're in Toronto next time. Hamilton Hammers, who are I think are they Vancouver's
Yeah,
NHL?
you see the logo?
Yeah, it's kind of, we might have like a lawsuit on our hands here with the logo. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. In case anyone's watching that might get me in trouble here. That was very much a joke. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything. Let's get into some French Open stuff here. I know you bet quite a bit of women's tennis. Talked a little bit about this with Drew. He's had the feeling that Sabalenka and Iga are soaking up maybe too much equity from the top four, and he feels like Rybakina and Coco Gauff are maybe undervalued in future markets. Do you agree with that in terms of the top four?
I do. I do agree with him, but the problem is that besides Rybakina, it's really tough for me to make a case at this moment for Coco Gauff or even Andreeva. I think that the top two there, Sabalenka and Swiatek, they should be the rightful favorites. Sabalenka, I think, is on a bit of a mission right now, and Swiatek, she's got pedigree and she's starting to get the form as well. So, in the end, I don't disagree with the statement, but I do think that with the current form of both of those two women, it is going to come down to them two, and it's going to be really tough for anybody outside of those two to make a strong enough case for me to bet on it. Rybakina at plus 750 or plus 800 or whatever, maybe you can get there, but I can't at this moment though.
All right, you can't get there. Anyone else you like in terms of futures, or how are you approaching the French Open here? I know that the games are happening right now, so maybe might be tough for you to get down on some prices you like. But is there anything out there that you like in terms of the matches for today?
I do. Let me just bring it up. I bet it a little while ago. I just want to make sure that I've got the right number here. So it's a 11:15 Pacific start, kind of estimate. Ekaterina Alexandrova against Camila Osorio. We can get that at
114.
Plus 114. There's some plus 120s. Yeah. So I do like a rotation number is 85.48.
All right. Plus 114 available. Any other prices you like, or any other matches you like?
No, not for today. That's the only one that we got right now.
All right.
That's going to be pending.
All right, let's flip over. Last thing I want to ask you about is some NBA futures or NBA bets. I know you dabble a little bit in there. Any opinions on the game for tonight? Cleveland and Cavs and Knicks. Right now, Cavs plus 120 underdogs at home on the doorstep of getting swept. Fire their coach into the sun. That man deserves to be in jail, Kenny Atkinson, for saying we've won 2 of 3 games analytically. Well, guess what? You're now 0-3 in the series. So who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about? It's like when Rob Brendamore got swept, and he's like, "Well, it feels like we won 4 games, but we lost all 4."
That was a little bit different, right? So I don't think Rob. I don't think Rod was saying that.
Did I say Rob Brendamore? I think I may have said Rob. Anyways, keep going. Sorry.
No. I don't think that Brendamore meant that they should have won those 4 games. I think what he was saying, and it got blown out of proportion too. I think he was saying that this series was so close that it shouldn't have been a sweep, right? Whereas this guy, he's basically saying that they should have won these 2 games. So that's a whole different thing to say, right? So especially when the series is still going on and you're down 3-0, you were saying you should have won these 2 games. I think that if I'm the Knicks right now, I just be like, what? Now we're gonna blow you up by 40, right? So I think that's a stupid thing to say. In this game, I did bet the over.
Okay.
It's 218.5 right now. It's okay. I did make it 219.5. So it's fine. But I do think that in this game we're gonna see Well, I'm thinking we're going to see a looser Cleveland team here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you're just going to be able to like go back and forth and like just throw it up at this point. And like the Knicks, we know how the Knicks play, so the Knicks will have no problem putting up points. So I do think Cleveland will be fine going. Well, they should be fine going back and forth here.
Okay, yeah, Cleveland. Do you like the over in this one? Hopefully, Cleveland can pull out the win for us here because I have Cleveland futures, and it'd be nice to. I don't know if I'd rather get them swept or obviously I want them to win, but like hopefully winning one game maybe gives you a little bit of hope here. Spurs and Thunder quickly before you head out here. Most interesting series I think we've seen in a long time in terms of
Outstanding.
Any 7-game series, whether it be in the NHL or the NBA. Or even the MLB. Anything you like in this series right now? OKC minus 194. Spurs tied it up last night. Wemby's been incredible. What are some takeaways you have of this series? Anything you like in terms of either the games tonight the game tomorrow or in the futures market?
So I think the Thunder have a different level, but the problem is that can they stay healthy? I think that's what kind of brings their level down. And San Antonio's right there. I think stylistically, strategically, San Antonio's right there. I think that series price on Oklahoma in a best of 3 right now. I think that's a little inflated, especially if we're not sure about OKC health here going forward.
Yeah, OKC minus 194, 162 for the Spurs in terms of the series betting. So Money, appreciate your knowledge. Appreciate you joining the show. Any final thoughts before you head out here?
No, I'll be back in Toronto soon. Maybe I'll go to Bet Bash. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, you heard it here first. So Money will be at Bet Bash. So Money, appreciate you joining the show. We'll chat soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Great stuff there from So Money. As always, quickly before we head out, let me see. Do I hear something in the background? There we go. It's the dog of the day. Probably where we're going with this one. We're going to go take a look. We like Montreal tonight, but we're not taking the money line at plus 114. No. We're getting a little greedy like we've done all series with the Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights. We're taking Montreal minus 1.5, plus 250 on the alternate puck line. Dog of the day. Montreal minus 1.5 at home, plus 250 on the alternate puck line. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Do us a favor before you head out, smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. And I know people are asking in the chat. Maybe ask. Let me just see something here. Kirk, are you here? Yeah. Who do you like tonight in basketball? NBA. All right, Kirk likes the Cavs. Fake God likes the Cavs. Take that information what you will. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. You'll be redirected to the Circles Off YouTube channel right now. So go watch Circle Back, which is live at 1 p.m. East time. Let them know who sent you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Smash the like button. Goes a long way here on the channel. Subscribe. And let's get the heck out of here. Shout out to Corbie. Shout out to So Money. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to you guys for sticking around this entire time. This has been the Monday, May 25th edition of the Hammer Daily here on the Hammer Betting Network, presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. We will see you guys right here tomorrow.